Hello and welcome back to Sharing Stories with Sharon. Today's story is a bit different. It's a Welsh legend and it's based only a couple of miles away from where I live in mid Wales. Hope you like it. It's called St Melangell. Brockwell, Prince of Powys during the 8th century, was fond of hunting, especially in the lovely country around Llangynog in North Wales. On one occasion, he and his men were enjoying a day's sport when they saw a particularly fine hare racing across the field in front of them. "Follow the hare!" cried Brockwell, as one of his huntsmen blew the hunting horn. Purr, purr. The great array of men, horses and dogs immediately began to move in the direction of the animal. The hare's speed increased, and so did the speed of the huntsman. Temporarily, the quarry was lost as the hare darted into a copse, but it was not long before the dogs picked up its scent. But once among the trees, the dogs suddenly came to an abrupt halt. They began to whine and howl and refused to move. Ow! "Well, we'll go on without them," shouted Brockwell, angry at the obstinate dogs, but puzzled also at their strange behaviour. He and his men and his horses pushed on until they came to a clearing in the wood where, kneeling at prayer, was a beautiful maiden, and peeping out from under the hem of her dress was the hare they had been hunting. "There it is, sire!" cried one of the huntsmen. "There's the hare!" "Well, go and get it then," said Brockwell. "It will make a very fine supper dish, to be sure." The dogs had moved even further away now, and the horses were neighing and shivering with fright. The young girl finished her prayer and rose to her feet, still guarding the hare. "Do not touch this hare. He is under my protection," she said coldly, looking Brockwell straight in the eye and showing no fear. At a nod from Brockwell, one of the huntsmen lifted his horn and was about to blow it when he found the instrument had stuck to his lips. Some of the other huntsmen began to laugh, but Brockwell gazed at the maiden in astonishment. "Have you put a spell on us, lady, just to save the life of one small hare?" he asked. She said nothing, but only inclined her head. "It is a miracle," announced Brockwell. "And what, fair lady, do they call you?" "My name is Llangynog, and I am an Irish princess," came the reply. Brockwell addressed his huntsman. "The hunt is off," he said. "No one shall hunt the hare." Then he asked Llangynog what she was doing in Wales, to which she replied, "A marriage was arranged for me to a man of ill repute and bad honour. I came here to escape from him and have lived here in the copse for 15 years. You are the first human I have seen in all that time." "And have you not been lonely and unhappy?" Brockwell spoke gently to her. "No, I have had the animals and I have communed with God. It is a peaceful life. I have no regrets. Well, perhaps just one." "And pray, what is that?" asked Brockwell. "I should dearly have loved to build a church to the glory of God, but alas, I have no lands nor wealth with which to do this." Brockwell was deeply moved by this devout lady, and after a few minutes' thought, he said, "I own all the land hereabouts, and it is in my power to give you the land at Pennant and the money for both a church and a convent." And so it was that St Melangell had its church, and the maiden became St Melangell, the patron saint of hares. The hunt seldom chased hares in that part of the land, and the local people, if they saw one being hunted, would shout out, "St Melangell protect you!" And, sure enough, the hare would always escape. The end.